question of the night. So what's your why? Why do you serve here as an advocate and also as one of our nurse sonographers?
Well, I've been there for just 2 years now, and I wrote down my why because I like to have my thoughts all together.
There you go.
So my why is because of the faces that I see when I walk in Heartbeats. I do this for the women who think that they just can't do this. These are real women with their own unique stories that I'm privileged enough to hear. Many of these do choose life. Just a few of the quick stories that I've met over the past 2 years. I've had women tell me, not another newborn, when my youngest is already in middle school. My husband just lost his job. Our house is already full, and I cannot have one more mouth to feed. I already have a sports scholarship to college next year. How do I give up my whole future? My anxiety is so severe, I can barely find the energy to discipline my toddler. The baby's father is my ex-husband. Now what? My mom said if she ever finds out that I've gotten pregnant, she will kill my baby, and she's already done this to my sister. I've heard I'm sleeping in my car. I've heard I want to leave my abusive boyfriend, but now I'm having his baby. So these are some faces that I've come into contact with, and sometimes they don't return after their first visit. Some I get to see weekly for the next 2 years, which is amazing. But whether I get to build that relationship over the 2 years as nurse patient or advocate client, I do love that I get to leave that seed of hope for them. And even in that 1 hour together, I'll forever see their faces. I also do this for the families who are overwhelmed with difficult decisions and seemingly impossible choices. At Heartbeats, they discover true acceptance, love, and truth. They're equipped with the tools and resources they need to succeed and thrive, not just as parents, but also as individuals. And I also do this for the chunky babies that turn into precious little faces covered in crumbs and juice mustaches, wanting me to color just one more picture with them, being excited they gave up their pasty, or even are wearing their big boy undies in the appointment for the first time with me. I also do this for the lonely woman who has been hurt, betrayed, and has lost all of her support. I get to see her break the cycle, which is huge. I get to see her trust again, discover the refuge that she has in Christ's arms. I get to see her regain her self-worth as she discovers that she is made in his image and for what purpose that he did create her for. I get to see her accept the new, unwavering, everlasting love that Christ offers, and this enables her to step forward as a healthy, whole person, which therefore turns her into a healthy, whole mother. And lastly, my why is because I'm a mother of 2, and I've been overwhelmed. I've been anxious and sometimes felt inept as a parent. And it's only through the constant loving support and God's strength that I'm able to even survive. I want to pass that on to these mothers. I want them to know we're behind them and that they can succeed. And lastly, one of those mothers that I had mentioned before, a teen with very little support, newly pregnant. Her mother had been threatening to force her to abort the baby, and she was living out of her own home, displaced. She was unsure if her partner would be there tomorrow, and she was also trying to restart some high school classes that she had dropped out of the last semester. We had an immediate connection. She opened up about how she was uncertain about carrying this child. She did allow me to share the gospel. I was able to give her a Bible, which she had never been offered before. She showed interest in attending our parenting classes. And I had the great privilege to do an ultrasound on her. She had a 7-week-old baby, and just the look on her face when she heard the heartbeat for the first time, it was just unreal. She actually said, "I can't believe there's a little human inside me." And then that was it. I didn't see her again for another 2.5 months. She didn't come to her next appointment. She was unable to return my calls. So I kind of assumed the worst. But 2.5 months later, I was working and I saw her walk through our doors. She had come for a parenting class. and she decided to keep the baby. And she'd had another ultrasound with her doctor, and she was now about 17 weeks pregnant. So that was just a real success story for me to kind of see her overcome all of her obstacles and choose life. So those are my whys.
That's awesome, Alia. Those are, I think those are all of our whys.
They really are.
You just captured, I'd say, the heart for all of our staff and our volunteers, and yeah,